African history. Bambata Rebellion, Second Anglo-Zulu War of 1906. Bambata Rebellion, Second Anglo-Zulu War of 1906. It was a war between the British and the Zulu. It took place in 1906. It was called the Anglo-Zulu War of 1906 or Second Anglo-Zulu War. The First Anglo-Zulu War was in 1879. The rebellion was led by Chief Bambata and Induna from Zondi clan. It therefore took place mainly among the Zondi people of Zululand. It took place during the reign of King Dinizulu of the Zulu. Specific causes: disintegration of Zulu nation in 1879 after British defeat of Setweo in First Anglo-Zulu War annoyed Bambata. Exiling of Setweo by the British in 1882. Increased land rent because Zulu had been made tenants on their own land. In 1879, British naval government was allowed to administer Zululand, which was hated. Racial discrimination practiced by the British considering the white superior. Rise of independent churches in South Africa and Zimba's African Presbyterian Church that had spread in NATO by CBI. British massive arrest and imprisonment of innocent people. Long-term mistrust and enmity between the Zulu and whites. Loss of traditional powers by Zulu kings/chiefs. Poor military record of the British Zuluela success at Isinawana in January 1879 against the British, Boer defeat of the British in Jameson Raid of 1895. British maladministration harsh rule. Able leadership provided by Chief Bambata that inspired and encouraged the Zulu. British execution of 12 key Zulu leaders in early 1906 by British officials for refusal to pay poll taxes. Early success of Bambata against the British. Mistaken identity i.e. Zulu traditionally mistook whites to be devils. The Second Anglo-Boer War of 1899–1902, after which the Zulu thought the British were exhausted. Poor socio-economic conditions under which Africans lived in towns, poverty and insecurity. Activities of missionaries who never respected culture of the Zulu. African history. Bambata Rebellion, Second Anglo-Zulu War of 1906. Specific effects: Zulu were defeated. Bambata was captured and killed in 1906. Zulu nation lost independence. There was disintegration of Zulu kingdom. Zulu militarism was completely destroyed by the British. King Dinizulu was arrested in 1907, suspected to have supported the revolt. Standstill in economic activities like trade, agriculture. Zulu were to continue paying taxes. Zulu continued to provide labor. British racial discrimination increased. Zulu were made second-class citizens. Lesson to Zulu that British were stronger, thus to resort to other forms of resistance. Encouraged growth of African independent church movements. Led to increased unity among the Zulu. Laid ground for future African nationalism, formation of political parties like Inkatha Freedom Party and African National Congress so as to regain independence. British learned a lesson and made some administrative reforms to avoid further uprising. A.G. 1908 bill that allowed for whites to represent Africans in Legislative Council/Parliament. War indirectly contributed to the Union of South Africa in 1910 because the whites feared Africans.